Hello, and welcome to another live stream of Virtual Flight Diaries. We are here at Eagle's Nest Airport in West Creek, New Jersey, just north of Tuckerton, New Jersey. I would say the closest city would be Atlantic City. It's a shore point airport in North Jersey. And the shore point would be Long Beach. And we have the Beach B-60 Turbine Duke, the Royal Duke. This thing is a rocket ship. So it is essentially the Grand Duke, where someone has decided to slap on some free turbine PT6A 35s. 525 horsepower apiece. So we got speed, takeoff distance. The thing's a sports car. With the price tag to match, too. So this is definitely a toy for somebody who has more money than they know what to do with. Well, we're off to flying to Nantucket this evening. Nice sunset trip. Originally it was going to be Boston, but through popular demand, we switched it to Nantucket. Weather's clear this evening, so we might encounter a little bit of fog over Nantucket, but that's not going to be a problem. Flight plans filed with SimBrief, and we have ATC with Beyond ATC. So let's get on board. I got a little surprise for this stream. I got a new co-pilot. Everybody say hi to Arlo. Arlo's a little lab puppy. I saw these things and I was like, oh, so they have, so Got Friends has a little download you can do, and they add animal companions for your flights. They have cats too, if you're a cat person. But I picked Arlo because, one, they don't have anything that looks like my dogs. And that would be cool if someone out there watching this video knows how to do texture designs. Send me a message. I can send you pictures of my dogs. That would be cool if I could put my dogs in the plane. But let's get buttoned up. Let's get going. We're gonna try to do this as a sunset flight, not a night flight. All right, so let's move the wheel chocks. We got our fuel on board. Weight and balanced, near perfect. We went over our engines. They're all in good condition. We have battery power. Cabin's a little warm, but I had everything open, so again, button that all up. Everybody's on board. And welcome to the B-60 Duke, Turbine Duke. All right, so let's start our checklists, get fired up here. So cockpit inspection, control rocks removed, stowed. Parking brake is set, chocks removed. All switches are off. A quick glance around, let's do our scan, our T-scan. Down. All right, Get landing gear down. Battery switch can come on. Check the fuel quantity. 80 gallons on each side. And we'll check the batteries. So battery 1 has greater than 23 volts. Battery 2, greater than 23 volts. And we'll put both on. Clear out the cautions. Check the oxygen. Over 1500 psi, so we're good on that. And then battery switch can come off. We don't drain the battery. And we zero all the trim tabs. 0, 0, 0. All right. Pre-flight checklist. Control locks removed. Nose baggage door is closed and latched. Cabin door is closed and latched. Parking brake is set. Landing gear handle is down. All switches are off. Oxygen checked. Circuit breakers are all in. No popped circuit breakers. Cabin temperature mode is off. Pressurization air temperature is off, and pressurization shutoffs are in. Alright, ELT is armed. CO detector test. That's this right here. Just push the button. Lights up. Alternate static air is in norm. Flaps are up. Power levels to flight idle. Propeller levels to high RPM. And condition levers to cutoff. Trim tabs are zeroed and the fuel selectors are on. Pre-flight checklist complete. So, next, I'm going to run through all these checklists. 4 engine starts, so we could turn the master back on. Get a beacon light. I'm going to test the annunciator panel. All the lights are considered and correct for both engines off. Okay, beacon light on, nav light on. Battery test performed. Fuel quantity has been checked. Landing gear down, 3 green. Left and right ignition. We're going to check auto. And then on. We have positive lights. Now we're going to perform a fuel check. So check the pumps. Both pumps are working. Fire detection test. So to test the fire, this is the fire extinguisher panel. The push to talk button up here will activate the fire test. That took a second to find. And then one final annunciator test. Both circuits. Good. Engine start. Power levels flight idle. Propellers high RPM. The propellers light up when there's no power to the engines. So it can easily identify which engine is out faster. It's a pretty cool trick. Condition levels either cut off. Fuel selectors are on. Beacon light is on. Right engine start. Turn up the sound a little bit. Because these sounds are crazy. Alright, we're over 15. Introduce fuel. over 50. Ignition off, starter off. Wait for that engine to stabilize. Gonna sound a little bit better so you can hear me. Alright, once stabilized, we can turn the generator on. Generator's on, amps are lit up. Battery's charging. Good. Good engine start. Alright, we're just going to repeat that with the left. Ignition on, starter on. Forest Auto Works. Forrest did an amazing job with this, man. Avionics, come on, inverter on. Do the after start checklist. Inverter fail light extinguished. Left and right ignitions are off. Left and right generators are on. Fuel pumps are off. Oil doors can come open. Ice deflectors come on. Internal lighting we don't need yet. And we can, so it's 91 here. Well, get some air conditioning going.
System test OK.
Stand by, that on. Alright. Pitch power on. Remote compass is aligned. Slate. Check in 24, 24, and comms are on, wired garments are all on and ready, transponder is set, it's on, altimeter is set to local. So let's put set of that, and we're in yes mode, and we'll do one more trip in enunciators again. Light control check. Free and clear. That's the after start before taxi checklist. And nav lights are on. Taxi lights will come on. Let's get our clearance from ATC. Atlantic City approach, November 676, Juliet Golf. Request your IFR to Nantucket.
November 676, Juliet Golf, Atlantic City, cleared to Nantucket Memorial Airport. Radar vectors Harbo, then as filed. Maintain 4000. Expect flight level 250, 10 minutes after departure. Departure with me. Squawk 5005.
Cleared to Nantucket. Radar vectors to Harbo, then as filed. Maintain 4000. Expect flight level 250, 10 minutes after departure. Departure is with you. Squawk 5005. November 676, Juliet Golf.
November 676, Juliet Golf, read back correct. Starter taxi at pilot's discretion, hold for release. Report holding short runway tree 2.
Taxi at pilot's discretion, hold for release. Report holding short runway 32. November 676, Juliet Golf. Alright, we got our clearance. And so let's get our flight plan in. All preloaded. How I like that, right? That saves some time. Alright, so flight plans in the Garmin. Let's see, what's next? Taxi out to the run. Take off. I'm going to do an abbreviated run up just to check some things. Make sure we're operating good. Alright, run up checks. Park brake on. Annunciators. A lot of testing of this annunciator. Fuel selectors. Cross feed. Don't tell me I should be. Spots. Alright. All good. Alright, so floor doors open, leak pumps on. Air gauge, green, no lights. Ice deflectors are on. Governor test. Props up to prop amps come up right here. So then we're going to turn on the pitot heat and watch for ample rise to indicate that they're running. And up. Fuel vent. And good. Pitot heat on. Make sure heat works. Alright. Ignition to auto. Run up testing. Taxi out to the end of the line. So this flight's going to be about an hour. It's so cool. I mean, can you just sit back and imagine having your own airplane? You'd be like, I'm going to Nantucket for some lobster. I'll be there in an hour. You know, it takes an hour to drive to Allentown. Or heck, you know, the city of Philadelphia, it takes an hour with traffic. And in that time span, instead of sitting in traffic, eating lobster in Nantucket. It's just something that I think is so cool. So if you wanted to pick one of these up for real, probably looking at about $2.5 million. How much is $10? You have some money to burn, you want to get your multi-engine, high performance. This is a single pilot operation plane. You could own this and fly it around if you want. Our initial altitude is 4,000 feet. Door doors open, ice deflectors are on, pumps ignition to auto, pitot heat is on, de-icing is not required. Flaps are up for takeoff. Cabin mode is off. Control set, so we're going to be climbing up to 20 flight level 250, so I'm going to set that one there. It's an old dial that sticks. Alright. This one climbs pretty quickly, so bump that up. Okay. That's set, that's all set. Altimeter set to local. Power levels are at high RPM. Elevator trim set for takeoff. Neutral. And fuel selectors can come on. Alright, shut your engine off. Okay. Weather radar on. Transponder 5005. Turn that on. Okay. precog and short. All looks good. Engine looks good. Okay, we're ready for takeoff. Let's get our takeoff. And Atlantic City approach. November 676 Juliet Golf. Hold short for release.
November 676 Juliet Golf, released for departure. Clearance void if not off by 2335 Zulu. If not off by 2335 Zulu, contact. No later than 2345 Zulu. Time now 2316 Zulu.
Release for departure. Clearance void if not off by 2335 Zulu. November 676 Juliet Golf. And frequency change approved. ELS traffic, November 676 Juliet Golf, departing runway 32, north departure. East departure. ELS traffic. Alright. Let's see. Ready? Arlo, you ready? Anybody else ready? Let's get out of here. Takeoff of this. We're going to bring slowly bring this up, power up. We're going to bring the props to the governor. The governor prevents it from over-revving. The governor, bring it up to 1200. Alright, that should be better. This is kind of loud there, wasn't it? Alright, alright, so Atlantic City approach, November 676 Juliet Golf, leaving 3,000 feet, climbing 4,000.
November 676 Juliet Golf, Atlantic City departure. Good day, radar contact. Climb and maintain 12,000.
Climb maintain 12,000 for November 676 Juliet Golf.
November 676 Juliet Golf, cleared direct Harbo. Resume own navigation.
Clear direct Harbo, resume on navigation, November 676 Juliet Golf. Alright. Start our turn towards Harbo. If you want to know where we're at, coming around here. So that's the town of Tuckerton. And we have Long Beach right around here. That's Beach Haven. Beach Heaven. This is Long Beach right here. That's West Creek. And doubt we'd be able to see it, but Atlantic City is just south of that bay. I'm going to say Brigantine? Brigantine or Barnegat? I do know that's Tuckerton. So if you're familiar with the Jersey Shore, kind of get an idea of where we're at. Alright, so after takeoff checklist, climb power was set. You can bump that up to 1100. Or get it close. Let's see. Flaps up, we don't need them. Landing gear is up. Ice deflectors can come off. Wheel doors remain open. Exterior lights can come off. Recog remains on.
November 676 Juliet Golf. Contact New York Center 128.3. See you.
Go to 128.3. November 676 Juliet Golf. New York Center, November 676 Juliet Golf.
November 676 Juliet Golf, New York Center, climb and maintain flight level 250.
Climb and maintain flight level 250 for November 676 Juliet Golf. Wow. Tongue tied there. So Trevor, the dog isn't buckled in. Do I report that to the FAA or the SPCA? Well, I don't believe there's any FAA regulations on dogs being seatbelted in, so probably the SPCA. I'll be getting a letter in the mail. Arlo doesn't mind, do you? Alright, climb power's in. And we're looking good. Off to Nantucket, guys. So that short point up there, that would be Seaside Heights. That's Sopranos territory up there. Heading towards Newark. And probably it's a clear day, so probably get a good look at New York Harbor, although from a distance, and Sandy Hook. Little side note on Sandy Hook, I did a lot of fishing when I was younger on Sandy Hook. Great fluke fishing back then. Don't know what it's like these days. Alright, so we've been cleared above transition, so we can set our altimeter to standard. And it's a nice clear day, so we can turn the recog light off. We'll leave our strobes on. And then we check our cabin's climbing, so that's good. We need any oxygen? Sun's setting, so I'm gonna get some panel lights in, because I have a feeling it's going to be dark by the time we get to Nantucket. Get a passenger view. Get a good view of the Jersey coast. The modeling on this plane is really, really slick. So I've been thinking about it, and I think I'm going to start doing flights where my subscribers can recommend the route. You can send me an email through the channel, message me through the channel. I'm currently working on a Discord for the channel, and I have everybody join the Discord for Virtual Flight Diaries, and then we can get some interaction going. I'd like to interact more with the with my fans, and I think it would be cool to do flights that you guys want to see. So tomorrow, Sim Update 15 is supposed to drop. So that's looking forward to that, because this plane is supposed to be optimized for all of Sim Update 15's new physics. And I can't wait to see how this operates in that new environment. Alright, so it's getting a little cold. But just so you know, just like on the beach, the regular beach, these valves right here open up or close off a wastegate, which then allows the air to come in from the turbine as for bleed air, which is much warmer, so that the system can keep up with it. Kind of just adding more hot air into the cockpit. So, the only reason we're getting a cabin differential is because we are climbing faster than the cabin can pressurize. But our cabin altitude, so the differential is a little high, but our cabin altitude is still below 10,000, so we don't need oxygen. All right. Now it's a little hazy. Starting to lose the Jersey coast. So the weather report for Nantucket was calling for fog with 4 miles visibility or less. We'll probably get vectored for the ILS approach. That won't be a problem. Thousand to go. And we can set our cruise. I'm going to do a maximum performance cruise because we don't care about fuel. Got plenty of fuel on board. Alright, so we'll bring the power up to 1,000 on the torque. Or full throttle as best we can. So that's to the stops.
November 676 Juliet Golf. Contact New York Center 189er75. See you.
But a 189er 975. November 676 Juliet Golf. New York Center, November 676 Juliet Golf. Good evening. Flight level 250.
November 676 Juliet Golf, New York Center, roger.
So that you barely can see in the haze is Sandy Hook, and then New York's right over there. Fix that cabin differential. That way we don't have a red light glaring at us. And we're good. Took our fuel. We got about 30 minutes left to the flight, and an hour and 40 minutes of fuel on board at this rate. Could dial it back, but We want our lobster. Right, Arlo? Arlo's a good boy. Doesn't bark much. We talk a little bit about the Turbine Duke. So it is a jet engine, jet prop. So, you know, you can use Jet A,
November 676
Jet A1,
Juliet
Jet A
Golf, contact
B,
New York Center
military
121.125.
fuel. Contact New York Center at 121.125, November 676 Juliet Golf. Good day. New York Center, November 676 Juliet Golf. Good evening. Flight level 250.
November 676 Juliet Golf, New York Center, Roger.
So it has 270 gallons of fuel capacity and a range of about 1,050 miles. Single pilot, full fuel. Could take off in 1,000 feet and land in 800 feet. So actually, you could actually use this plane in the Alaska bush. Short runways. All right. Get a drink here a second. Let me just check our nav here. Why isn't... So if you like that idea about choosing a destination or route, you can let me know in the comment section or, you know, in chat here. That'd be great. So everything's looking good in the cruise. Yeah. There's Long Island out in front of us. Hamptons. I can't get over. I can't stop flying these planes. Houston to Sydney. Actually, that would be a problem as soon as PMDG drops their 777, which probably will happen after Sim update 15. But so Houston to Sydney probably would take more than 12 hours, and I can only stream for a maximum of 12 hours, and I think you guys would get bored watching this stream for 12 hours straight. But it is doable.
November 676 Juliet Golf, contact Boston Center 132.3. Take care.
Yep, we're already at Boston Center. Oh no, 132.3 for November 676 Juliet Golf. Good night. Boston Center, November 676 Juliet Golf. Good evening. Flight level 250.
November 676 Juliet Golf, Boston Center, roger.
There actually is an American Airlines flight that goes to, well, not Houston, but Dallas Fort Worth from Tokyo. They fly the 787, I think. Might be the 777. Definitely Qantas would have a 787 flight from Sydney to Houston. Something to look up. Yeah, cruise playlist. That's what we need. You can see we're going about 313 knots across the ground, and that's what the difference with the jet engines make compared to the piston. Because with this 29 knot tailwind, we probably best get 290 out of the piston. But there's some caveats to that. This can only go to 28,000 feet due to its weight constraints, and it doesn't have the range. This thing sucks up gas. So the pistons actually have more practical purpose than them.
Juliet Golf, Boston Center, expect depot 1, runway 24.
Expect depot 1 and runway 24 for November 676 Juliet Golf.
November 676 Juliet Golf, contact Boston Center 124.525.
Over to 124.525 for November 676 Juliet Golf. Good night. Boston Center, November 676 Juliet Golf at flight level 250.
November 676 Juliet Golf, Boston Center, roger.
Get a little closer, see if we pick up the ATIS, see what the weather's like at Nantucket. So we were told to expect the depot 1, so we're just going to make sure that that's in there. Nope. Right full transition. There we go. And Do ILS runway 24. Probably gonna get vectors, but we'll load that approach. Yep. Alright, we're all set up for our approach. There's Montauk below us. Good striper fishing in Montauk. It's actually world renowned for striper fishing. And the setting for the book Jaws, not the movie. The movie was actually filmed on Martha's Vineyard. So Martha's Vineyard became Amity Island. But the book used the Montauk area of Long Island for its story point. And I don't know if we could see it. And out over here would be Block Island. It's pretty cool. Block Island, you could take a ferry ride over from Rhode Island, Port Judith, Rhode Island to be exact. I did that trip as a kid. Spent the day on Block Island. It's a nice island. You should look at vacationing there one of these days. Let's see if we have the ATIS yet. Nope, not close enough. Actually, we can clean up a little bit here and close those doors. Get the descent checklist ready to go. Just let me know the oil doors are closed. Keep the temperature up on the engines.
November 676 Juliet Golf, contact Boston Center 2485.
Got a 124.85 for November 676 Juliet Golf tonight. Boston Center, November 676 Juliet Golf. Good evening. Flight level 250.
November 676 Juliet Golf, Boston Center, Roger.
Beyond ATC is really coming around. Still got the bugs. They're doing a lot of updates. I haven't had too many problems with it. There we go.
Information Echo. 2, Tree 05 Zulu. Wind 2 Tree 5 at 10, visibility 10. Sky condition clear. Temperature 14. Dew point 12. Altimeter 29 or 9 or 5. Landing and departing runway 24. Read back all hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact you have information echo. Nantucket Memorial Airport information echo. 2, tree 05 Zulu. Wind 2 tree 5 at 10, visibility 10. Sky condition clear. Temperature 14. Dew point
Oh,
12.
10 miles visibility, so
Altimeter 29 or 9 or
fog
5.
might not be
Landing
an issue.
departing runway 24. Read back all hold short instructions. Advise on initial
All right, we have
contact. You
echo.
have information echo.
You can see depot coming up on the map. That's the top of our descent. Should be getting a call from ATC giving us those instructions soon. It was a fun little flight so far. So like I was saying earlier, this is the Beach Piston Grand Duke with turboprop engines put on it by Rocket Engineering Conversions. Someone got crazy and overpowered this plane. All of these Blacksquare Dukes are amazing in their fidelity, and I would recommend buying both, hands down, every day. Buy both of them. My favorite is the Grand Duke, and I did a tutorial series on the Grand Duke on flying it, running through the checklists and systems, and I also added another video today about flying the piston engines up into the flight levels, because the Grand Duke can go up to 30,000 feet. So if you're interested in learning how to lean out the engines to keep them running in the thin air, check out that video. Just checking our flight here. There's Block Island. Getting into a JFK Jr. situation here. The setting sun and the haze. Don't worry, guys, I'm not going to get any spatial disorientation or anything. This plane is way more equipped than JFK Jr.'s Piper Saratoga. All right. Waiting for our call to descend. .315 knots. Be roughly the same speed if we were in a TBM 850. TBM would cost about the same, but more efficient. Alright, just make sure everything's in order for the approach. Yeah, it's definitely some cruise music for next time. Some legally distinct cruise music.
November 676 Juliet Golf, after depot, cleared via Depot 1. Pilot's discretion descend and maintain 1616,000. Nantucket Memorial Airport landing runway 24, altimeter 299er5.
Cleared via the Depot 1. Send a pilot's discretion. Maintain 16,000 feet. Nantucket Memorial Airport. Landing runway 24. Altimeter 2995. November 676. Juliet Golf. And once we cross Depot, we can start our descent. So, did anyone hear about the joke from the man from Nantucket? I don't remember it. Something about a bucket. That's a little worm in here. That heat cranked. 90 degrees, Arlo's sweat. Aren't you, boy? All right. Going up on Depot. Check out the radar's clear. The descent in this thing is a lot better than the Pistons because we don't have to worry about shock cooling these engines. So because we're a jet engine, we can come right down. You don't have to stage cool anything. So for the next flight, instead of the pooch, get the crying baby download content. I actually wonder if there is one. I know PAX X had cabin environment sounds. I guess also, you know, what was the name of that program? They added, it adds extra sounds to the cockpit. I think one of them's cabin sounds, you know, coughing and sneezing. It might be a baby in there. But who likes a crying baby? I think I prefer Arlo. He doesn't bark. Now, if my dog was here, Maisie especially, she's a boxer Australian Shepherd mix. She would be barking and barking and barking. She loves the bark.
November 676 Juliet Golf, contact Boston Center 128.75.
Go to 128.75 for November 676 Juliet Golf. Boston Center, November 676 Juliet Golf. Flight level 250. That number's a tongue tie.
November 676 Juliet Golf, Boston Center, Roger. November 676 Juliet Golf, contact Boston approach 126.1.
Contact Boston approach 126.1 for November 676 Juliet Golf. Well, we weren't with them very long. Boston approach November 676 Juliet Golf with information echo sending to Depot 1.
November 676 Juliet Golf, Boston approach, altimeter 2995, expect the visual approach runway 24.
Expect the visual approach runway 24, November 676 Juliet Golf.
Negative runway 24.
Runway 24, November 676 Juliet Golf.
Negative runway 24.
Runway 24.
Negative runway 24.
Okay, so I spoke too soon on the glitches. So it's not understanding what I'm
Altimeter
saying.
2995. Expect the visual approach runway 24, November 676 Juliet Golf.
Our descent. Bring the power back. So sometimes, like if you read the transcripts, so I guarantee what it was saying was, what it was thinking I was saying was that it was runway 24 November 676. And it couldn't differentiate the two. That's why I tried to pause, I tried to not say. But, still some minor glitches with the AI, but it's really coming along. And definitely when there's not a lot of ATC on VATSIM, it's a good fill-in. Down a little bit more. That sunset view. Look at that. I'd take a picture of that. That's picture worthy. That's Martha's Vineyard right there, and Nantucket Island. Alright, so set the heading straight in front of us so we can switch over to heading mode when we start getting our vectors. And we're going to set the nav dial to our runway heading for our approach. to give us some situational awareness. Niner 5 for our altimeter, because we're cleared below the transition altitude, so we can set our altimeter. And just so you know, we have this line here showing us right to Nantucket Island. So it looks like if we were to have an engine failure, we'd be able to make the airport, or at least try. I'm going to shut the air off because it's kind of warm in here. Seem to want to cool down.
November 676 Juliet Golf, descend and maintain 8,000, altimeter 29905.
Descend and maintain 8,000, November 676 Juliet Golf. Can you imagine a crying baby right now? I'm still hung up on the crying baby DLC. We're going to be landing into the sun. That's going to make seeing the runway difficult. Maybe. But there's the airport. Oh yeah. The engine quits now, we definitely make that airport. So in a future stream coming up, probably next week, we're gonna take one of these Dukes up and turn the failure system on full blast and see if we can break the plane and make it to our destination. I'm gonna do another break the plane stream, just because the failure model is so incredible in these things. I think it'll be a fun excursion. See if a flight sim pilot can handle all kinds of emergencies going on in the plane. And I think we'd be all right. Anything short of dual engine failure on takeoff, that would not be good. Try to avoid dual engine failure on takeoff. Go below 18,000, recognition light can come on. And I'm just gonna set up taxi landing lights. So there's actually a switch, so when the gear goes up, they actually shut off inside the gear bay. But if you energize them, then you don't have to worry about them. They'll be on when you drop the gear. That's going to swing us out and then vector us in. Well, we have it, so it'll vector us back around, almost like a downwind, turning to final approach.
November 676 Juliet Golf, leave Salty heading 035. Expect radar vectors for visual approach runway 24.
Leave Salty heading 035. Expect radar vectors for the visual approach runway 24. 6 Juliet Golf. You heard me that time. I was hoping to get kind of a Boston accent going, because that's the area we're in. When I took off from JFK in my stream demoing this, we got a New York accent. So now we're on heading. Takes us out of any nav mode.
676 Juliet Golf, turn left heading 040. Descend and maintain 2,100 vectors for the approach.
Turn left 040, descend and maintain 2,100 vectors for the approach. November 676 Juliet Golf. Power back some, go up a little bit. So, like I was saying, now that we're out of any nav mode, we can turn on our radio beacons, so we can get the ILS tuned up. Just to, even though we're being cleared for the visual, we can kind of get a, because they still might vector us into joining up with the localizer.
Juliet Golf, turn left heading 345. Intercept the 24 localizer, descend and maintain 1,100.
Turn left 345, descend and maintain 1,100. Intercept the 24 localizer. November 676 Juliet Golf. So yeah, so they're still telling us to, yeah, we gotta get down. We're too high. Definitely too high, so I'm going to hold off a little bit on that turn. No traffic in the area. Kind of extend our downwind here, just to bleed off some of this altitude. Also looking for that ILS to come up so we intercept it properly. Start making our turn in. Alright, so start thinking about the landing. That checklist up. And we're cleared for the approach under the ILS. Starting out really slowing up.
November 676 Juliet Golf Airport is at your 10 o'clock 11 miles. Report the field in sight.
We have the field in sight. November 676 Juliet Golf.
November 676 Juliet Golf, cleared visual approach, runway 24.
Cleared the visual approach, runway 24. November 676 Juliet Golf.
November 676 Juliet Golf, contact Nantucket Tower 118.3.
Contact Nantucket Tower 118.3. November 676 Juliet Golf. All right. Final checks. Gear down, lights on. Flaps full to go. Final checks. I'm holding off on putting full flaps out because we're kind of in level flight, and it would. I'd have to have the engine screaming to keep us, within airspeed. So we could hold off. I got the hiccups. We can hold off on the flaps just yet. Turned out to be a pretty nice night. Fog bank's holding off. That's pretty cool. You can actually see the fog bank out over the ocean. Hopefully it doesn't move in on us while we're landing. Hey, Rory's in the house. I'm doing good. We're coming in for our final approach here at Nantucket in the beach turbine. All right, so we're on the ILS. Nantucket Tower, November 676 Juliet Golf. On the ILS runway 24.
November 676 Juliet Golf, Nantucket Tower, wind 235 at 10. Runway 24 cleared to land.
Cleared to land, runway 24.
No! November 676 Juliet Golf, cleared to land, runway 24.
That's what I said. Cleared to land, runway 24, November 676 Juliet Golf.
No! November 676 Juliet Golf, cleared to land, runway 24.
Oh, this controller again.
Runway 24 cleared to land. November 676 Juliet Golf.
Guess they wanted me to say runway 24 to start. Alright, flaps full. I actually prefer the Piston Duke over the turbine, and it's not by much. I just think that there's more systems depth to the piston. All right, so 500 feet. And we're down.
676 Juliet Golf. Exit right next available taxiway.
Exit right, next available taxiway, November 676 Juliet Golf. Welcome to Nantucket Island, everybody. And we can get our lobsters. And they probably still have chowder. Alright, so flaps can come up to kill that extra lift. Oh, thanks for that. Yeah, it was a pretty good landing. A little bit of a slight crosswind kind of bouncing us, but not too bad.
November 676 Juliet Golf. Contact ground 132.5. Have a good afternoon.
Okay, AI. It's not afternoon, it's nighttime. But, okay. Over to 132.5 for November 676 Juliet Golf. Good day. I think someone should check that controller in that tower. I think they might be a little drunk. That's funny. Okay, after landing checklist. So landing lights can come off. Strobes can come off. Recog lights can come off. Oil doors can stay closed. De-ice is not required. Ignitions can come off. Flaps is up. Flaps are up. Weather radar can go on standby. Transponder can go on standby. And cabin pressure can dump the cabin pressure. Hold that for 3 seconds. Cabin pressure is dumped. Alright. After takeoff checklist complete. Nantucket ground, November 676 Juliet Golf. Good evening. Request taxi to ramp.
November 676 Juliet Golf. Welcome to Nantucket Memorial Airport. Say parking or advise if need assignment.
So, Rory, it does have a beta range.
Request ramp 4, November 676 Juliet Golf.
And what I do is I actually couldn't find a good binding through Microsoft Flight Simulator. If you use something like SPAD Next or FSU IPC, you could set that up so that it binds to your throttle. So what I do is I actually set a button on my HOTAS throttle quadrant to decrease the throttle, which then puts it into beta range.
Juliet Golf ramp 4. Scenery at this airport is incomplete and a taxi route cannot be created. Taxi at pilot's discretion.
Ramp 4, pilot's discretion, November 676 Juliet Golf. So that's what I did. So then all I got to do is, once the throttles are at flight idle and I touch down, I just hit the button and it goes into beta range. It would be much more realistic if we could simulate, dropping those throttles back. But I don't use any of those external programs. And like I said, I couldn't get it to work right through Microsoft Flight Simulator. So that's the workaround. So I don't even know if this scenery has any kind of ramp for or anything like that. So I'm just gonna taxi over to the terminal, and then we'll check out that landing in replay. Of course, I'll make it a little brighter. So unfortunately, with that setup, Rory, the beta range can't be modulated. So it kind of just. So let me see here. So you see, I hit the. Oh, that's the wrong button. That's my feather prop. So I hit the. See, and it just kind of.
November 676 Juliet Golf. I didn't get that.
It kind of just goes right into beta. This does have a taxi beta range, so it kind of simulates the being able to put the props in the beta range, just because you can see when I have it back to all the way back to the stops, the flight idle, it's starting to slow down because it's in beta range. So there's like a little, so like this is flight idle, this is like the first degree of beta, and then reverse the props for landing. I use the button. So it has a built-in kind of modulated beta for taxi. All right. Parking brake set. Shutdown checklist. Parking brake on. Avionics switches can come off. Inverter off. All de-icing off. So turn off the pitot heat. All electronic switches off. Nav off. Taxi light off. We leave the beacon on because we have our engines running. Generators off. Propellers feather. So there's also no good way to set up the feathering of the propellers in Microsoft Flight Simulator. You have to use like a SpadNext or FSUPC, FSUI PC to do that. All right, so condition levers to cut off. Fuel pumps off. All electrical lights are off. Battery master can come off. And then control locks and everything else come on. So waiting for our engines to wind down. There we go. Well, here you are. Welcome to Nantucket. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to help you with that with the FSU UIPC. I know there's a lot, especially with SpadNext, but I do know you have to pay for SpadNext. But I think you have to pay for FSUIPC too to use it for keybinds. All right, so let's first off let's make it a little brighter out for our landing. Through the magic of Flight Simulator, it is now sunset. All right, I'm going to turn the battery master on. And all that. Just trying to mitigate the bug with the replay. All right, so let's check out that landing. Of course, the weather is advancing, so we might have a fog bank in our way. I did at one time play with Spadnex for a little bit. It was just the demo version. I didn't really get into it. It's a very in-depth program for binding flight controls, if you want to look into that one. They do have a demo that you can try out. All right. See, we're getting bounced around a little bit. Couldn't tell at nighttime that there was the wind bouncing us out. Our landing does look good. Look at that. You hear the props go into beta. Yeah, the PT6A 35s are actually on the King Air. So and it's the exact same engine that they put in for a conversion for the Piper 46 Malibu turbine, and they did that before they did the Meridian, which was a standalone PT6. They did a Malibu turbine conversion, and they used the PT6A 35s. Let's see. Try a different view. Get a passenger view. That would be. This is what our passengers look like. You can really see the wind bouncing us around. Just can't get over those engine sounds. Well, guys, this was an awesome stream, and I really enjoyed bringing you guys along for this flight. More to come. Stay tuned for that. Like and subscribe to my channel, Rory, thanks, man. That's really I really do appreciate that, and I hope it does take off. I'd like to teach, I like to impart knowledge. I love aviation, and it's loads of fun. So, like I said, like and subscribe to my channel. The next, we're gonna have a future one where we try to break the Dukes. See if we can handle emergencies. And I think that'll be a fun one. So until next time, clear skies and smooth landings. You guys have been great. You're very welcome, Rory. Very welcome.